Thank you for starting your Monday morning with the Today in AZ After Show. That's Director Elston.
Did we wake you?
Sorry, man. Sorry about your cameo. Producer Alyssa, Director Craig working the switcher back there. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying having to work on a holiday. It's a holiday for a great reason, a chance to remember those who have served, and I hope that you're finding a way to do that today. You guys are sitting so far away from me.
I think you're sitting enjoying the party.
Sorry.
Did you take a shower this morning, Paul?
I did.
Okay.
You want to check?
No, I'm good.
Paul, Rachel, Vanessa, and Jen hanging out on the couch. How you guys doing? How are your weekends?
Good.
Oh, so good. I just can't get over the weather.
I know. It's
Man.
been
It was
amazing.
And so something really strange for us, we drove up north as we usually do. There was no traffic. There was nobody heading up there.
Really?
We didn't have lines getting into Payson or out of Payson, which is unheard of. So I think people stayed in the valley this weekend to just soak in the 70s.
We did the staycation thing.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, we had some friends that came in town from Houston, so we went to the Westin Kierland.
Oh,
and just hung
so
out
beautiful.
There. Golf, spa, lazy river.
Heavenly bed.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I've slept so well the past
good.
3
Oh,
nights.
that's amazing.
Yes, I know.
You
It's
guys play
been
any
nice.
video games over the weekend at all, by any chance?
The kids did.
What are they playing now?
So my older one, of course, is a Fortniter against everything I've tried.
Her eyes are twitching as she says that, by the way. You can't really see it there, but they are.
So annoying. And then my
Yeah.
younger one is Roblox.
Okay.
So because he's 7, 8, so
It's kind of like
age,
Minecraft, Roblox, right?
yeah. Exactly. We
Oh,
were
like
on
crafting
Minecraft for a
game.
while,
Okay.
but now they've gone their separate ways. You're a gamer, though.
I do. I played a fair amount of Mario Kart this weekend.
So did we. Good
on the
stuff.
Switch?
Nope. So old school Super Nintendo at our house.
Oh, so the Super NES Classic. So I've got that too, but if you don't have the Switch yet, Mario Kart on the Switch is like
So we got
the
the
definitive
Switch.
version.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you get started, you get hooked.
Santa might,
Yeah.
but I don't
Santa,
want to
if you're
give any
watching.
details for the kiddos.
Hold out,
so
honey,
we'll
hold
see.
out.
I don't know.
We
They're
did it
still
last
young.
Christmas. Santa brought the Switch last Christmas, and we rue the day that Santa decided to do that.
I'm glad his elves built you one in the workshop to deliver it to you, because there are like 2 billion people that play video games recreationally, according to the World Health Organization. But for the first time, they're classifying video game addiction as an actual disease.
Okay.
Now, just for context, they keep a running tally of something around 55,000 different diseases and afflictions that humans can suffer from as a sort of index that doctors can diagnose things with. And for the first time, video game addiction is appearing on it. They're talking about extreme cases here.
Right.
In some cases, people playing 20 hours a day, not sleeping, not eating, developing blood clots, and suffering all sorts of other ailments
Wow.
from being addicted
really
to playing
bad.
video games.
Like not
All
getting
things
up.
bad.
Exactly. So we
Yeah.
want to hear from you this morning. Do you think that video gaming can be an addiction? And what else are you addicted to? What is the one thing you would say, like, you know what, I just can't quit X? I feel like we're all addicted to something. We use it as a means to either forget about the other things going on in our lives, or as a means to pass the time and entertain ourselves, but too much of anything can be a problem. I'm
sure.
addicted to caffeine. I drink a pot of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Whether
That's
or
a
not
lot
that's
of
good for-
caffeine.
It is a fair amount of caffeine.
This is explaining a lot. Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm addicted to gaming, though, but I can
Yeah.
see its addictive qualities. I use it as a means, one, recreational purposes, but two, as a means of keeping in touch with people that I don't see
Right.
anymore.
Yes.
I've lived a pretty transient lifestyle over the course of my career. I don't get to see friends and family nearly as much as I'd like to, but if you want to hop on Xbox and play a few games of NHL with me,
Yeah.
it's a great chance to catch up and do something together.
You guys all actually talk about real stuff through
Generally,
the
or
gaming.
some
Yeah.
strategy in the gaming, but also some real life stuff. Like, hey man, how are the kids?
I'm
You
like,
know,
you can pick up
how's
the
your
phone to do
girlfriend
that
doing?
too, Paul.
Yeah, but I can kill 2
talk on
birds
the
this
phone.
way, though.
I know. I get it, because I will tell you, so we have a true addiction in our house. I mean, our kids have had iPads since we were the terrible parents. We would go out to dinner and my kids were on an iPad. I'm like, but it was the only way to
You're not
have
terrible.
2 kids under the age of 5 that I could actually talk to my husband. So we did it, whatever. I always say it was this for the safety of other diners, that we brought our own entertainment. So, but now that we've moved, a lot of their friends, of course, are back in Texas. We don't do phones. We've talked about this because our kids are young. So that's how they talk to their friends
okay.
from school, is through the games, and then that's how they've met some other friends, the new friends from the new school. So that's how I justify it. But when it comes to the addiction, there's no question when they're on it. For more, you know, they say you're not supposed to have more than 2 hours a day, I think is what the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends. When we take that thing away, It is, and trust me, it is an addiction. They look like crazed animals when you take it from their hands. Their eyes, we call them the crazy eyes. Their eyes do all this crazy, like, it's an addiction.
I've experienced my godson go through that. Like, his iPad was dead, and so his mom was like, look, it's dead. We can't give it to you. Oh. My God, he went bananas, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, "Oh my gosh,
shocking.
what is wrong with you?" Like, you know,
I'm like, you will. And we get places like, there's no Wi-Fi. Like, you know, they're like, where's the hotspot?
First world problems right now. The people
really
are weighing in
is.
on this. Patricia says it's about time that it's been classified as a disease. Brian says he just put down his game of Zelda to watch this. You playing Breath of the Wild, Brian? I'm curious. Everyone says that's a great game. Bonnie says she absolutely agrees. And so does Selena. She says, I have a husband and 3 sons. Every minute they have outside of the time, I'm keeping them busy. They're playing some type of game, age 24, 19, and 16.
gosh.
Julie says maybe put down the game 1 hour a day maximum. You said 2 hours from the...
Well, if throughout the whole day, I guess they say is 2 hours, But some of these cases that we were talking about this morning, I mean, we were talking about people who were sitting on this thing for 20 hours a day. They don't sleep at night. They're staying up doing it. They're sedentary. So this is like a beyond regular.
They have people that this is their full-time job.
Well, now to that I say this, and I just had a conversation with this about a friend the other day, or with a friend the other day. If you can get paid to do something, bravo. I'm not going to judge you for getting paid to play video games. If you're that good and that committed to anything, congratulations on getting a paycheck from it. Somebody pays me to talk on television. That's nonsense to me. But they do, and I'm happy that they do. The same thing with video games. If you're good enough to be a professional gamer, go cash your check, man. I mean...
What we do is like, so our
long.
kids watch the other gamers who are
Let's
YouTubing
plays,
while they
yes.
play.
Yeah.
They do that whole thing. And I would always think it was preposterous. I'm like, this looks ridiculous. Why would you ever do it? And then I saw one of those Facebook posts that they're like, I'm laughing at my kids who are watching these YouTube gamers while I sit home and watch HGTV and do nothing to my house ever. So I was like, what?
That's a great point.
Maybe
Sometimes it's more fun just to live vicariously for people.
Totally.
I'm watching sports, but you're not seeing me pick up a baseball bat and try to hit a 98 mile per hour fastball.
But we can
so
sure
I
talk
guess
about
I
it and
get
talk at the TV.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm totally going to gut my entire bathroom this summer.
I watch
got a
cooking
great
shows
point.
and I don't cook, so it's
Right,
good.
there you go.
Exactly.
Karen's got a great point. She says it's not just video game disorder, but electronic device addiction. We can all be affected, whether you're playing video games or staring at your phone for 2 hours a day, too. Steven says, I've been with my lady and baby recently full time. I haven't played a game in 4 days, but I love playing Madden against live opponents. There is something to be said about that little competitiveness, especially in men my age. And I don't mean to speak for anybody else, but I've gotten to the point now where athletically, I am a husk of what I used to be, and I was never all that athletic to begin with. But there's just things I can't really do with regularity anymore. I shouldn't be jumping around and playing basketball.
This is an Achilles injury waiting to happen.
And so, like, that provides a means to compete with somebody else. Some other 30-something sitting on his couch. If I can beat him online, at least I still have some semblance of my pride.
I always say, it's like you're a virtual athlete.
Right.
Like, you can't say you're athletic anymore, but maybe you're just like a virtual athlete.
Yeah, something like that.
Does your husband play video games?
He used to.
He used to.
I just
now
don't
it's
have
more.
time. Yeah, it's like when he could after 9, but the guy's so tired. The other night I'm like, hey, if you want to go out with your friends tonight, like I'll stay home with the kids. Just help me get them to bed.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. He's like, absolutely not. I want to go to sleep. It's the same with video games, but you know, it'll come again.
Because I always wonder if that's an issue, like in relationships. Like, you know, if your significant other's playing video games, you're like,
Can be,
Okay.
but it's just there's just no time. But he plays with our son, which is adorable.
Sure.
Our son loves to watch my husband play Mega Man on the Super Nintendo, which my husband's like, this is the weirdest thing ever. He just wants to watch me play. So we'll do that for like 10, 20 minutes and then go outside.
I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to love watching my dad play.
Well, okay, so explain that. I don't.
Well, you don't necessarily at that young age have the motor skills to do it yourself, and so when you try and fail miserably, it's not a very enjoyable experience. But when you watch somebody else do it, you can learn the mechanics of the game, but it's also entertaining in the way a cartoon would be entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, I think that creates a bond a little bit. Like, I very fondly remember playing my first video games with my dad when I was very, very little, to the point where I couldn't get anywhere, but I was enthralled by his progress in the game. And then as I got older, it was me showing dad how to use the games because he couldn't do it anymore. You know what I mean? This is really interesting stuff. People are starting to post what their other addictions are. We're going to get to those in just a second. But first, let's take a breather on this talker topic and get to our ICYMI. In case you missed the show this morning on Today in AZ, we always have a little fun with the morning juice. including right here.
Now it's time for your juicy question of the morning. So men spend 52 minutes a day doing this. What is this? There's a lot. There's a lot we could say.
Come on, let it out, Vanessa. Let this be an
A lot of
exercise
things
for
that I
you.
really don't want to think about.
Right? I'm just going to stay quiet on this one. But hey, if you want to share your guess, go ahead and text us at 602-444-1212.
I don't know what I do for 52 minutes a
That's
day.
a lot of minutes.
Video games.
Checking the phone for the scores or the updates or what's going on in the
but
sport
don't women
world.
do that too? How is that typically a male thing?
This is from Dean and Chandler. Jen has part of it right. It's sports and social media. Okay. Daydreaming. That's from Mr. O and AJ.
Mr. O, always dreaming about something.
This guy spends 52 minutes daily watching Today in AZ on 12 News. Good job. 52 minutes a day getting ready for work. 52 minutes.
Long time.
Well, that's a very handsome fella texting. He's got to deal with his hair and his...
Is that you?
No. I don't spend nearly that much time. I'm up and out the door in a half an hour every morning.
Most guys just shower and get out the door.
I'm always jealous.
52 might be a little
Yeah.
much.
Somebody texted me saying shaving. I'm like, that's a long time shaving.
What are you shaving, pal? Thanks for calling. The ladies, hold on a second.
Wow.
52 minutes gossiping.
That's
I don't know.
Where do you think that ranks amongst the other
ladies?
gender? Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Ladies are up in the hourly
That's
range.
a lot for guys to
I
be
felt-
gossiping.
I don't know about that.
Some of us are driving up the average, I guess, but still.
I was shocked on that one.
I'm
really.
trying to figure out when is this happening, like water cooler at work? Is this in
Right.
text? Is this in phone? Like where are these 52 minutes taking place?
You know what? Maybe
I'm
when they're
stumped.
driving, because I know I talk a lot on the phone when I'm driving, because it's easier, you know, and you're
Yeah.
going from one place to the next. So I've noticed that a couple of my guy friends have done the same thing, and they're talking to their other guy friends, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck they're talking about, but they're talking to them while they're driving. So maybe they're just, you know, talking about the day,
Yeah.
money, what they're doing, girls, of course.
I think it's
I
just human
just like
nature.
most of the guys that I know, especially guys at work, they're always gossiping about other girls' Insta posts. That seems to be a big. Did you see your post from this
See,
weekend? And they're going through the
Yeah.
whole thing. I'm like, I think that counts as gossip.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gossip.
Yeah, that's
definitely
gossip.
See, this is why I hate the Instagram culture. This is why I was such a late adopter, because I swear to God, I'm not making this up for the purpose of this discussion. I had an old friend text me this morning, a female friend, text me this morning and say, you didn't like any of my Instagram posts this weekend. And I'm just about to start a new job, and I thought you'd be supportive, and you didn't like any of my posts. And I'm like, I didn't see your posts. Like, I wasn't looking
my.
on Instagram and looking for posts to like. That's the problem. When there's an expectation, they're like, well, I posted some really good social media stuff, and you didn't
You
weigh in
didn't
at all.
like it.
But
Well,
that's not how
because,
it
Paul,
works.
when you first got on, you like went crazy.
It was an explosion.
Yes, you went crazy.
posts.
He posted like
They were all
50
really
million
good, though.
pictures, 50 million videos. He liked everybody's stuff, became friends with everybody. Like
He got
you just,
reprimanded
I
by
was
the
doing
office
the early
millennial,
legwork. I
though.
was hoeing the road, and
Too many
now,
posts.
now I'm done. Yeah.
we were like,
limited.
stop, Paul, stop posting. We're gonna have to block you.
You came out with a bang, my friend.
Yeah, I
That's the
guess.
way to do it, I guess.
And then you were quiet this weekend. I did notice on there. I didn't see your post. So I mean,
I'm
He was
so
gaming.
sorry.
I guess he was
didn't- yeah.
gaming all weekend. it
We
sounds
we
like.
have other addictions being posted here, by the way. Flacco says he's addicted to money. Jim admits he's addicted to gambling, and his wife is addicted to smoking.
wow.
Carol says she's addicted to truth. And Michael says he hasn't had chocolate for 10 years. I'm sorry, Michael. Your life sounds miserable.
Michael.
Let's see.
Wait, did Sarah say she's going to the bathroom? She's addicted to going to the bathroom, or are you just letting us know that you're
Well,
going to the
thanks
bathroom
for
right
sharing.
now?
I imagine everyone's watching on their toilets in the morning. I thought that was where most of our audience was.
Gross.
We like the updates. Thanks.
Jim needs a fix of being mentioned. He says he's addicted to watching our show. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you very much, Jim.
Appreciate that.
All right, we got a fresh squeezed juice in the show. I guess I should roll the
ahead.
teleprompter and find out. Producer Alyssa always coming in clutch for us. What do we got, Vanessa?
All right, millennials can't do a lot of things, and cooking, add cooking to that list. When asked whether they were good cooks or not, only 64% of millennials said they know their way around the kitchen. Wow. 40% said they didn't know what a butter knife was.
Come
This is
on.
crazy. Meanwhile, 71% of Gen Xers and 76% of baby boomers say they are great cooks.
But you know what? Everything, I don't blame them, and I'll tell you, because everything's just so easy. They can literally order everything.
Yeah, you order your dinner.
They didn't have all that stuff when we were single, and we had to actually make an effort to prepare. I mean, I was making ramen. It's not like I was doing anything awesome. But yeah, everything.
But you used a butter knife.
I did know what a butter knife was. That's because my mother made me go to manor school when I was growing up. You had to do that whole where you name all the knives and forks and all the glasses. Yes.
Oh.
I know. It's a real thing. So being Southern, we have to do that. You send your girls to do that kind of thing.
Okay. My mom was the total opposite. She's like, you're not taking home ec because I don't want you to be like a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, first of all, I'm independent now and by myself. I probably should have learned those things. So I know how to cook and clean and all that stuff. So it's so funny. I think it's a good class to take.
It is useful.
Yeah.
Here's the thing when you're a bachelor or a bachelorette just cooking for yourself is I really have no semblance of whether or not my cooking is good.
Right.
Like to me it tastes good.
Yeah.
But like whenever I cook for somebody else, I'm always really skeptical of their opinions. Like, no, that's great. But like, no, seriously, if it's bad, like you should tell me. Like, don't just be sweet to me.
Yeah.
Like, just let me know if I need to learn how to do things because your repertoire is so limited when you don't take like home ec. Like I remember when I left home the first time, my mom taught me like 3 basic things.
Yes.
Like, this is how you make eggs, this is how you do the Kraft Blue Box mac and cheese, and this is how you make tacos. Figure the rest out,
That's it.
you know?
Yeah.
I think you would know if your food was bad.
Yeah?
I think you would.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think he would
I'll
definitely
cook you
know.
something sometime. You'll have to
That's
get
okay.
Bring it on in.
I'm good.
Don't worry about it.
Good home.
You're not making me any more secure in my
I only cook when we have assignments to do for work. They're like, I need to make like a family tradition meal. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll make a turkey. Or
Holiday
for
family
television.
recipe coming
Only
this
do for
fall,
television.
just so you know. That's something you're going to be stuck with.
Oh,
Start
okay.
thinking about it. Your favorite holiday family recipe.
Yeah.
And get your kiddos involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
It's
was
fun.
started. They used to always have me make the green bean casserole because it was super easy.
Okay.
And then as the years went on, eventually I was relegated to salad. And then, and then my mom finally told me, she's like, you make the worst salads. So now I'm in charge of bringing wine.
Something you can't mess up.
You can't mess up bringing champagne.
I've
and
thought
wine.
about this though. For the family events, if you just don't cook it as well, then you.
They're like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't want it.
It's
Yeah.
so much easier on me now.
If you bring bad wine, they'll make you the rolls person.
Right.
Oh, yes. No,
that's
but my mom
inexpensive and easy.
rolls, so yeah, there's just
okay.
it's too much.
The only tier
expectation.
below that is utensils. Like that's the only other. Could you bring some napkins and plates?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to screw
paper
that
products.
one up.
You're in
Yeah.
charge of paper products.
Oh, that's funny. Back to the gaming discussion real quick before we say goodbye. Deb says she has a step great-grandson who literally makes himself sick with a headache or throw up if he can't play his games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, like you were just saying, the kids throw tantrums when they can't have what they want.
They do. It's
Sarah,
so
by the way,
awful.
was not in the bathroom. She was guessing at the juicy question.
Oh,
So Sarah, I forgive you for
sorry,
saying you were
Sarah.
on
I was like,
time.
you're going to the bathroom. Thanks.
Thanks for giving us a heads up. Yeah, 52 minutes in the bathroom a day would still also be a long time.
James
I could see
contends.
guys doing that though.
Cumulative, maybe. Yes.
James contends the electronic device paranoia is overblown. People who hate technology or don't get it are pushing this, he says. Says there are some boundaries that need to be set, but this rush to demonize tech will backfire because of the availability and constant development and legitimate uses of technology in games, etc.
Wow.
I would say this, and I did some reading about this morning. The World Health Organization does contend that like 2 billion people enjoy games responsibly, and they recognize their therapeutic benefit, their recreational benefit,
Some
and their social
educational.
benefit. It's when you take things to the extreme, I think, that they're talking about, that it can actually be classified. Just remember when sex addiction became a thing? I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, it became it entered like the mainstream. They did a show on VH1 about sex addiction,
Yeah.
and all of us laughed, like, addicted to sex? Yeah, no kidding, pal. Sex is great. But it's like that with video games too, where like it wasn't necessarily classified as a disease you could have, that sort of addiction. They're recognizing that video gaming can be a problem now, and that it's not always a good thing.
Are you backing both of these issues up because that's what you're addicted to, really? He's like, wait, I'm going to talk about both of these in the house.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
get it
that
all
bad.
I know. Why not?
I'm going to stick with the coffee.
It's a safe addiction. What are you guys addicted to?
Honestly, I think I'm addicted to Instagram because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like easy. As soon as I have a free second, I pick up my phone and I'm looking at it and I'm posting and I'm, it's just like look at everybody's stories and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I really spend a lot of time.
scrolling,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you look up, you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe I spent so much time
Yes.
just scrolling through people.
What about you?
I can see that. I'm trying to think of what I'm addicted to because we're just so busy at home right now. There's not. I think like taking pictures of my kids, is that a thing?
Yes.
And then
No.
posting them. I mean, I'm honest about it. I'm like, look, if you don't want to follow me, I understand. I'm going to post 100 pictures a day. I'm not sorry. And
You're like, they're my babies.
it's fine.
Yeah.
You can unfollow me. So I guess probably that.
Yeah.
But I like having the memory. I like getting the yearly reminder, like, oh, this time last year they were learning how to walk. It's so cute.
Vanessa, do you ever stop and think like what benefit that social media provides to your life, or is it just a time suck and just an effort suck? Because I know people, and I'm not saying that you're one of them, but I know people that will like go on vacation or be out in public, and priority number one is getting that Instagram post. And I think that what it does is it kind of ruins experiences for people, and not just the people that need the pic, but the people they're with too. Because I've been put in a position where it's like, how many pictures do we need to take with you in front of that graffiti before we can actually go eat lunch? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I mean, we were talking about that earlier this morning. They had it where like people were planning their vacations based off Instagram posts.
Right.
And it's like, because people were going out of their way. If they couldn't afford to go, they would still do what they had, like put it on a credit card or something just to go to get that one Instagram post. So, I mean, obviously, like I said, I participate a lot in Instagram, but I don't do it like that. So like I'll go out of town, I'll post the one picture, and then I like to put everything away and post after the fact because I want to enjoy my time there. And I don't need everybody to know that I'm out of town at this time until later.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you only get your place broken into once before you learn that.
Right. So I'm like, I don't want you stealing my packages off my front lawn.
I could totally do without it, to be honest. The only reason I got on it was because in this job, you have to. You don't really get a choice. They came to me one day many, many years ago and they're like, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter at the time, and these are your passwords. Have fun. And then we're required to post so many times during shift and this and that. I know.
Take the gun away that quickly.
For us, it's kind of like we don't really get a choice. Like you have to do it if you want to still be active in this industry. So that kind of takes some of the fun out of it, doesn't it?
Any addictions for you, producer Alyssa? What are you addicted to?
We're just waiting.
Today in AZ, a cop-out answer. I like it, though. You're pretty good at it, so I understand why you're addicted. All right, guys, let's call it a show, shall we? We'll do this again at 7:30 tomorrow and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the couch, Today in AZ After Show. Thank you to everyone who weighed into our topic this morning. We appreciate you all, and I wish you help with all of your addictions.
Have a good day.